quick context, this was recorded March 28th and 29th, so a couple of weeks ago at my live event, SaaSopen.com. We had 1,000 software CEOs there. If you missed it, we hope to see you at the next one, September 5th and 6th in New York City, SaaSopen.com. But for now, let's jump into the recording.
I lay in bed and pray for customers to come to the website.
Have you more than doubled since 2021?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, great. So in 2021, you did 41 million. So today he's doing more than 82.
He tricked me.
Hey folks, if we haven't met yet, my name is Nathan Latka. I launched and sold my first software company back in 2015 and went on to write a book about it, which you guys made a Wall Street Journal bestseller, purchasing over 30,000 copies. Thank you so much for that. After the book, I launched this show and went on to create FounderPath.com. I raised a large fund to do non-dilutive deals with B2B software founders. So far, we've invested in over 400 software founders, totaling $150 million. Here in 2024, we're doing 3 to 4 new deals per week. So if you're looking for capital and don't want to give up equity, go sign up at FounderPath.com for free to get your offer. All right, let's jump into the interview.
Ross, you've got such a great story though, because obviously you were in the driver's seat at HomeAway, but you weren't necessarily the founder front line. What was that experience like? And specifically, what was it like when you signed or the founders told you we're selling for $3.5 billion to Expedia?
Well, first, I need to correct you.
Okay.
$3.9 billion.
There we go. We like a $400 million extra. We don't want to lose that.
Well, I mean, it was great. I mean, we went public. We raised all this money. And then we went public, and then we sold to Expedia. And still to this day, Expedia says, it was their best acquisition, and we let them a great product.
That's great. Well, we're gonna close the interview with more on the Expedia deal, but first we want to learn a ton about Zen Business. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to focus on customers and how Ross thinks about serving the customer, not being stuck in a SaaS business model, which I think you do extremely well. We're going to talk about deals that he's been through, both, he bought a bank, why did he buy a bank? And then we'll also talk about capital to an extent, how he's capitalized the company, how he's using it to fuel growth. So on that note, what does Zen Business do while people get a shot at your homepage here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fundamental issue for entrepreneurs nowadays, and we really focus on first-time entrepreneurs. It's scary going out there and doing it on your own. So what we do is we provide everything to launch, run, and grow a small business. We primarily focus on service-based businesses, primarily because those are the businesses that get created. So think of it, we start with the formation, whether it's a S Corp, LLC. Then we go into all the compliance that you have to do, then taxes, accounting, website, banking, marketing, just everything a small business needs to get up and running, all in one place. That's why the previous, we are a platform. We've always been a platform. We're a SaaS platform. And, everything that the previous speaker was talking about is very, very true. We surveyed our customers.
Ross, before you talk about survey,
I don't want
you did a very smart survey process. Yeah. You have receipts to back this up. This is what the website looked like in 2018. I always want to bring context, right? Because you don't want to learn from a founder doing 100 million of what they're doing now. You want to learn what they did to get there so that you can match it to where you are right now. So this is what you launched this. This is how you described it. Pay zero to file plus state fees. Was this like a PLG motion, or what did the funnel look like when you started? Yeah,
it very much was a PLG motion, and I tell everybody I lay in bed and pray for customers to come to the website, and they did. Yeah, I mean, we started out at free, then we went to paid, and now the market is, we've been so successful. Now the market has went back to zero, which is where we've went. And we're happy.
You launched, though, a combination, and this is what's fascinating. These were the 6 products that Ross launched in 2018, and if you guys look at these, only 2 of those 6 have a dash month after it, right? Only 2 of them. 2 of them are fixed fees, right? So you could say services, and then 1 is PLG free. I don't know if were you thinking sort of about all the business models, or this is what your customers asked for?
No, we were initially trying to disrupt the incumbents, and so a free offering is always the best way to do that. We're back to that right now. It's very competitive in the space.
So this is news because you moved from 2018 to 2020. This is what your pricing looked like.
Yeah.
So why did you move from what we just saw to this?
Because we were leaving a bunch of money on the table.
How did you know that? You just...
That's a good question. Because, the problem with a zero cost off, well, let me put it this way. The market wasn't at a zero cost offering.
Yeah.
So, I think you have to be very plugged into the market. Now the market is at a zero cost offering and everybody's there. At that time, we were leading it, and it got us into the market. It got us our rounds of funding. It got us our customers. And, early on, we were just really trying to get that motion and to discover, so to the long answer is we discovered our customers willing to pay a lot more for the formation piece. And then the real trick here, or the real learning, and this is nothing new in hindsight, is that customers want a simple solution presented to them. They want everything in one place. We are the system of record for our customers.
Ross, back that up though, because this is your current pricing page, and it looks like the opposite of simple.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. But this is where the market
Sorry.
is. This is where the market is. Now, that's not really true. It is a simple pricing. You can either get starter, pro, or premium.
It's simple. It's right there, right?
That's right. It's simple there. But I'll challenge you with any consumer-based SMB product. This is pretty simple. And again, it's not, to your previous speaker, I just love him. Maybe he'll come on as a consultant for us.
Expensive. Savneet's expensive.
We're the platform play. We've always been the SaaS platform play. We, in some sense, we've created this complexity. Initially, it wasn't complicated. Now it's complicated because all of the other folks in the space, they have to check the box. Oh, we've got what ZenBusiness does. We've got what they.
Well, you said you were leaving money on the table in 2020. You moved from this pricing to this pricing. Can I ask, have you more than doubled revenue since 2021 when you made these pricing changes?
I don't know. I'm very cautious because it's so competitive about what do you think our revenue is?
Well, I don't want to guess that, but I'm trying to let you get out here with just a percentage. Have you more than doubled since 2021?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, great. So in 2021, you did 41 million. So today he's doing more than 82.
He tricked me.
So today he's doing more than 82 million bucks of revenue, which may be north of that, reading body language and these very expensive shoes.
No comment. No comment.
He can't. I had to push him so hard for this. We were having a great time. You were in your studio. It took me till a minute 11:47 on the podcast to finally, I said, we're going to learn from Andrew here in a second, Warner. He's going to interview the next guest. But Andrew's, one of his tactics, if you're launching a podcast and you want to get data and do it in a polite way, it's called a lowball, basically. So I said, you can see the text. I said, Ross, I think you're doing out a 40 million run rate today. And he jumps in and says, you remember, he said, oh, we're well north of that. You cut me off.
Yeah.
So they're doing well. He can't comment too much on that. I want to go, though, into you weren't just sleeping on your bed and praying. You were testing a lot of growth.
Early on I was, because we didn't know what we were doing, but we figured it out.
Fair enough. How did you figure this out? Almost the majority of your SEO traffic is coming from programmatic SEO, the state name plus LLC.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is really DNA for us. As the founding CTO at HomeAway. HomeAway was even made it into the Google book as the vertical search for vacation rentals. So we were a top 10 rated organic search on the face of the planet. There's a lot of HomeAway folks. There's a lot of LegalZoom folks. There's a lot of Expedia folks now at ZenBusiness. So that DNA we took over, and we've done 15 acquisitions. 10 of those acquisitions were organic search position. So this is inbred.
Let me just say that in a way. So just to be clear, you looked at people that ranked high for search keywords, and that drove your M&A strategy. You go buy that business just because they ranked high for a keyword.
That's right. And then we
Incredible.
integrated that. So I guess the point is that in our segment, we do a lot on paid search. We do a lot with affiliates. We do a lot with every single channel, and we do a tremendous amount with brand also. But organic search has got to be key to make sure that CAC is something that your business can sustain, especially when you're consumer focused. We've got to get out in front of our customers. Mm-hmm. And once we get them converted, they love us. I hope you go into that, how much our customers love us.
What are you willing to pay to get a new customer? I mean, under $1,000, $10,000, what is there a range?
Oh, well under that.
You want to stay under $1,000 to get a new customer?
Oh, way under that.
Okay, got
Way
it.
under that.
So high volume, low ARPU approach. You're not selling enterprise plans for $1 million.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. That, in general, yes. what
Let's
you said.
keep going down the funnel. We'll end with the customer story, which you
Great.
just alluded to. They click these keywords from Google search. They land on this page. How'd you get Mark Cuban to agree to this? And how is this converting for you?
Well, I got Mark Cuban to agree to this because, he saw a great product. I went and pitched him. I went through the process and through my network. I think it was a long shot, but, for all of the folks out of here, starting a business, and again, I want to get back to this, is that when we help our customers, we feel like our customers. Our employees have side hustles. We encourage it. We give them free subscriptions, and it really drives the quality of the product.
This is a good slide for you to talk about your product strategy, and then we'll go into the banking acquisition.
Okay.
So how are you bucketing your product strategy today?
I think it really is this launch, run, and grow. So everything that you need to launch, and this is becoming even more important. When you do a formation, people come to me and say, hey, should I use a lawyer to do a formation? And I said, absolutely not. Not only will they do it wrong because they don't do tens and hundreds of thousands of these like we do. We make damn sure we do it right, have AI. So we do a great job on that. Then they won't keep you in compliance. Depending on what state you go to. In New York, you have to put an advertisement in 2 newspapers. Did you guys know that? We facilitate that.
To file an LLC in New York.
To file an LLC
Wow.
in New York. And then there's all kinds of different states, 50 jurisdictions, and then the District of Columbia. So there's just a bunch for a compliance point of view, and it's important that you're up to date. And now they've got the new federal law, the Corporate Transparency Act that came out. We handle all of that for our customers too. So we make darn sure that they're handled. So that's that whole compliance piece. And then, just running your business, it's, the taxes, the accounting, we do the invoices and payments. And
which of these business models right now generates the most revenue for you? The left side, taxes, accounting, or the banking and finances? Or you don't think about it that way?
We don't think about it that way. It's.
Are you making money on a credit card? Are you taking 1.8% gross interchange?
We're making money on everything. Otherwise we don't.
Round of applause for making money on everything.
Otherwise we don't do it. I'm on banking for us is really about, it's the number one, next to taxes is the number one thing that small businesses are worried about. Like, oh my God, I just did a formation. What kind of filing do I, what kind of formation should I do, and what are the tax implications? So we help them with that. The next thing they need is a bank account. You got to separate your finances. And I'll tell you, this is the greatest story, which lines up with your previous speaker. So I'm training with my trainer. I'm in his gym, and I said, hey, listen, Bobby, if I get myself hurt here, I'm going to sue the hell out of you. You better get an LLC to protect yourself. He said, and I know who way you should do that. So he goes and does this whole process. And then he comes to me, he says, hey, I want to use my local bank. Great, we're fine. We hook up to any bank you need to. And then the next question, which I knew he was going to ask, is like, okay, how do I do that? Well, you need to print out your formation documents. You're going to have to make an appointment at the bank. You have to go down there and then wait a couple days for them to run the process. And then he pauses for a second. Well, what do I have to do to use your bank? Oh, you have to answer one question and push a button.
What's the question?
What kind of business do you run?
And do they have to deposit a certain amount on day one? Or?
Well, no. After that's just to get the process going.
I see.
They just have to push a button, answer one question. It depends on what kind of business it is, what the question is. But they hit push a button and that's it. And then the process starts.
I'm going to dig here for a second.
Yeah.
There are a lot of SaaS founders thinking about adding a fintech play. So a couple quick questions here. Do you do KYC and AML internally?
Well, so the answer is yes. With banking as a service now, and there's a lot going on here, is we sit behind a charter,
So
and
just
then we
talk,
sit.
Which you got via Joust.
Now Joust was an early acquisition, and Joust got us into fintech. Now we've evolved from now into banking as a service, so we use a middleware piece of software.
So you use?
Oh my gosh.
Unit, Treasury Prime?
Unit.
Okay.
And And then we've.
Who'd you get the charter from though? If it wasn't from Joust, that's the hard thing.
No, we don't have a charter.
Oh, you
we
don't
sit
have a
behind a charter. So Unit sits in front of a charter, and then there's many banks as a service.
So Joust was a fintech that was sitting on somebody. They didn't own a charter. I thought that's why you did that acquisition.
No, they didn't.
I
own
see.
A charter.
Okay,
No.
so you're sitting on Unit plus you do the KYC,
Sits on top
AML.
of a bank.
Unit's general model is there. Does Unit pay you kickbacks on deposits? Midpoint minus 75 or something.
Yeah, I mean yes, we make money at every part of it.
Okay,
it's great. And I mean, this is to your previous speaker, is what we do as a SaaS platform. We've already acquired the customer.
Yep.
So for a bank, I know right now I can give you a bank pays because I'm on a bank board. They pay up to $500 for a customer. We've already acquired that customer. We can we do a deal with Bank of America. We send customers over to Bank of America if they want Bank of America, because many of our customers want to write checks.
Yep.
Most fintechs don't allow you to write checks. Everything has to be
How
done.
many credit cards do you have in circulation right now?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you require minimum spend on them or no?
No.
Monthly. No minimum spend.
No. Well, no.
Do you see patterns in how your customers are using the cards? Is it for Facebook ad spend or is it for something buying pens at Staples?
Yes, we see all kinds of trends. We see who's doing well. One of the things that's fun, because we haven't done a deal with Shopify on the e-commerce side yet, but we do see funds coming in from e-commerce. A lot of our customers have Shopify as a website, and we see them pulling in the funds on a weekly,
You
monthly
said
basis.
Shopify yet. Are you in acquisition talks with Shopify?
No. What, we're going to acquire Shopify? No.
You're quick. That was good.
No.
That was a good little turn there.
No,
fast.
but I do like.
Is it a 10x or 40x multiple?
For what?
Shopify.
Well, they're trading at 9x right now, if you want to know. So,
He knows. Okay, so are they buying you for right under that, so they get a little arbitrage on the?
Yeah, here's the thing.
So they are buying you.
Pardon?
Is Shopify's acquiring you right now?
No.
Okay.
But I will say.
I tried.
I will say that what I pitch to the VCs, and we still really is a tenet of our business. What Shopify does for e-commerce, Zen Business does for the service sector. So Shopify does an amazing job. I watched all of their videos at their investor day, and if you could have plugged me in for their CEO, because we say the same thing.
Yep.
Platform, product, ease of use. That's what we're focused on.
I want to go back now.
Look at that. There you go.
I want to go back to here. Yeah. And now, I don't know how to quite ask this question, so I'm just going to ask it directly. Is it inappropriate for me to ask, did you make more than, personally as CTO, $10 million on this deal that you could use to build Zen Business afterwards?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so that's fair to say. So that's great. Probably much more. Here's my question. Did you sell too early? Airbnb is trading right now, $100 billion valuation. You guys were second in line. You sold for $3.9 billion.
Yeah, I will tell you that we were tired.
Okay.
At some, and even more than that. And
how many years were you building?
I think that was at 11 years. That's a long time. And I was the youngest executive there. And at some point, after 11 years, it's like, guys, I think it's time for us to move on. And and look at Shopify. They threw up their whole executive staff and brought in new talent. And I keep threatening my staff. I said, let's get this thing done. You've got a few more years before we change out.
Well, you're growing revenue. It's a great success story. I want to talk about how you capitalize the business. You obviously were personally wealthy when you started, which is great. That gets you so far. But you decided to you said, I'm going all in on this thing. Take us through the day you signed the $55 million Series B.
I'll just tell you the whole thing, because it's a blur. You're as a first-time CEO. This was kind of my biggest worry. I knew, and I tell my CTO, Alex, who I've worked with for decades now, I said, Alex, man, you have the toughest job here. So I did not want to be a CTO after HomeAway. It was brutal. So I didn't have anywhere else to do. I was worried about raising money, standing up here.
But why? You were personally wealthy. You could have bootstrapped.
We raised the last round at 1.7 billion and raised, $205 million
Is that
bucks.
is that valuation underwater today, or are the options underwater?
We're getting close to that valuation. As we like to say, and the investors like to say, we're growing into that valuation like the rest of the market. So we're growing into that valuation.
Yep.
But if you ask me what my company's worth, it's worth that much.
That's what you would point to.
Yeah.
This was 2021.
Yeah. And we actually raised 205. We took 5. I don't know who.
Secondary?
No, from someone I can't remember at the time.
Just
actually.
some random extra 5?
Well, I mean, I asked you and you said no, you weren't interested. But no, we took in 205.
All right. So, I mean, this is an important point. There are some people in here that have raised at these valuations. You didn't have to manage anything through the downturn between 2021 and like even today still, where there's everyone's options are underwater. Did you have to do anything with a team to help them understand?
Well, I think we repriced the options like a lot of companies did to make it happy for the customers. But, you know, we did a secondary too for a lot of the people. And it wasn't
in the 56 or the 200?
Actually, both.
Oh,
we did a little bit at both.
How much did you do of the 200 in secondary for the team?
That's confidential, but I will tell you that what we also pride ourselves on being a great company. It wasn't just for the C-level execs. It was
everybody.
For everybody that had vested, that had been here over a year and had vested, and then we did 10% of that. So it wasn't
So the memo to the team said, if you're past your 1-year cliff, we're closing a Series C today. If you'd like to sell up to X% of your vested shares, you can.
On the Series C, we did that.
Series C. What percent of vested shares? What was the max any one employee at Zen Business could sell up to?
It was 10%.
Oh, 10% of their vested shares.
What was vested.
How many of them took it? What percent of employees?
You know, it was most everybody took it, but it was surprising. Some people didn't, which was.
Does it piss you off when they take it? You go, well, you don't believe in the long-term vision.
When they take it?
Yeah.
No, man, you should always take money off the table. What are you talking about?
That's good. I was trying to give you a softball. That's a good thing. There you go.
We took money off the table at HomeAway also, too. Everybody did. I mean, it's, you know, it. Yeah.
I mean, how would you, this is one of the biggest things when I meet with founders that are between 1 and 10 million of revenue. They always think they can only like either bootstrap and take profits, or if they go do an equity round, they don't necessarily know how to ask for the secondary. How would you recommend for someone in the sitting room right now with $7 million of revenue? Let's say they want to go raise $20 million, but they really want to take $5 million off the table to go buy a house or go on vacation. How should they ask for that when they put their data room together?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm a little old-fashioned on this one. I think that, you know, the numbers that we displayed and the competition we had for the round, you know, so it was a reasonable ask. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the way I view things. I don't think that, oh God, I'm going to sound old. Yeah, I mean, I think we earned that secondary. How's that?
Yeah.
You know, we earned that secondary, and I think that the investors, you know, the way I said it is, you know, we've got a lot of young folks here that want to go buy houses and want to go do things, and I need them for the long haul. This is not, you know, a 3-year deal. Let's give them some money and take some money off the table, take some risk off the table so they can focus on the business, and they're not worried about, you know, whether they can afford a house in Austin now or we're a virtual company, so it's all across the world.
We've got about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
You said you've done a bunch of acquisitions. Walk us through right now, when you go in with your head of BD and et cetera, like today, into the boardroom, you go, hey, what should we go after next? How do you think about go forward M&A strategy?
Yeah, I think it's just in general, and again, to a platform roll-up, we're constantly talking to our customers. What do they want? We know exactly what they want. So we'll initially partner with a good partner and figure out if this is there's money in this market and if we should dive in. And so then the point of diving in, like we did with banking, we did Bank of America first, saw the great take rates, saw what was going on there, and so we did our own. So it's always the case of we try, then if it's something we want to acquire or build.
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. Do you have any targets that you want to share right now that are hot or close or ready to be announced?
We are constantly acquiring and constantly talking to companies because, again, what we have is this flow of incoming customers. Mm-hmm. So,
how many customers today?
Over 500,000.
That's wild. 500,000. Those are all actively paying.
Well, not all of them active. We've had 500,000 customers, but around 400,000 plus.
That's great. And how do you get them from like the banking product? Like how do you cross sell? If you have 16 products, how do you get them from 1 to 2 to 3?
I'll tell you what, this is the magic of our business. So we spend a tremendous amount of time and money investing on getting the right product to the right customer at the right time. So we do that through every possible channel, including outbound sales. So when they come through, we want them to have a great experience. They do. They have a great experience. We have the highest NPS in the segment, and in many consumer segments, we have the highest. So they're ready to purchase from them. We just have to make sure that we're giving them the right product that retains, because we can sell all of our products to our customers, but if they don't engage or activate with it, they're going to churn out of it. So what's the point?
So is your net revenue retention today over 120%?
That's
be like
confidential.
world-class. Is it above 100?
It's confidential.
Can you give me a range?
It's really good.
It must be 50%.
Yeah, something like that.
You don't want to correct it,
Nah,
all right.
it's definitely above 50%.
Okay, there we go.
But I mean,
Must
look
be
at
60.
if you look at what Shopify's now.
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
It's over 100%, but they went out.
You know a lot about Shopify.
Hell yes, I know a lot about all of them.
I just want you guys to know, when you read this 3 months from now, you heard it here first.
That's right.
Shopify acquires Zen Business for $1.9 billion.
Yeah,
Would you sell for 1.9?
no comment. It depends on what week it is. How I'm feeling that week. Some weeks,
Is it Monday or Friday?
Yeah, it depends.
All right. So, guys, a lot of cross-selling happening here, which is great. Is there anything, Ross, 'cause we haven't caught up since 2021, is there anything that's like key to your story that I missed that you want to make sure these founders learn?
Oh, I was thinking on the drive in here, is that, we kind of take for granted, at least I do, coming from where I came from, SaaS business. It's kind of like we take it for granted. And the other thing is, what we don't take for granted at Zen Business is our customers. Once you sell them, we're very good at converting customers. We got Mark Cuban, we got great branding, we focus a lot of time and effort on this. But once you get the customer, that's when the business starts. And I worry that a lot of, including myself, when I experience a SaaS solution, we spend a tremendous amount of time on our customers. We don't, they converted, okay, let's get them to renew. It's, once you sell them, that's when it starts. And I worry, my team, they hear it from me all the time, but you have to take care of your customers. It's not just getting their credit card initially. It's, okay, so now are you delivering value? Are you talking to them? Are they using the product? Are they referring us? Are we continuing to have this robust exchange of value?
Guys, over the last 24 minutes, you learned from someone who was the CTO for 11 years at HomeAway, made well over $10 million on the exit, and said, I want to get into the SMB space, help them launch something quickly, launched Zen Business with 6 key products back in 2018, pivoted his pricing to simpler, doubled revenue since 2021 from 40 to over 80 million bucks today. Last round, 1.7 billion as they work to grow into that valuation, really helping anything they can do to help their over 500,000 active small businesses grow faster. Ross, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Give it up for Ross. Thanks so much.